Hey everybody, and welcome to Hex Token Channel. Your host, Superman in the house, live stream number 2 today, and we may actually have 3. So stay tuned for later on today, because it's going to be a heavy day today. We're doing lots around Hex and Pulsechain, and of course, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for future videos as well. And of course, we're on here every day. Talking about Pulsechain, Hex, and of course many other cool things happening in crypto, such as BitBoy chasing after Sam Bankman-Fried and the Bahamas, having Twitter Spaces with the president of Bahamas and Richard Hart and things like that. There's lots going on in the space, so definitely get into the chat, folks. Now we're going to have a lot of fun here with the Famous has launched their testnet of the Famous DApp, and of course this is going to be a lot of fun to talk about. I'm going to try and do a high-level stuff, and we're going to dig a little deeper later on as well. So we'll get to some of the easier stuff for people that like the short game, and of course, then we'll get on to some of the more detailed stuff later on. So hopefully that's going to be cool. We're going to listen to Richard Hart about this as well. So we're going to have a little quick video of Richard Hart. So definitely get in there. If you got any comments about this, leave it in the video description afterwards. Sorry, in the chat comment section after the video. That'd be cool. The other thing I was going to say is that this is a more speculative player. Obviously, this is margin trading on Pulsechain Testnet. So typically we talk about staking and more conservative type of investment structures. Just take them into account. And of course, margin trading is a high risk activity. But it's also a lot of people do it, and it's going to be a service that people will want on Pulsechain and attract a lot of users. So it's a bit of a give and take with that one. So we're going to get into it, folks. Let's see who's in the house. We've got a few people, no doubt. We've got Brian, obviously, is in the chat there. Good to see you, Brian. Katie as well. Good to see Katie as well. Good to see you. And, of course, Brian says the new guy, Stream Elements, all highlighted. Yeah. Stream Elements is for my other service that I have that just tracks subscribers and things like that. I've told you that 5 times, Brian. All right, so let's get into it. We've got the Famous DApp at the moment. And, of course, trading that will make you famous on Pulsechain. Where heroes are made and keyboard warriors are buried. That's probably true too. So they got 1,528 followers here on Twitter at the moment, obviously just warming up. And of course, they are kind of a cousin, a brother, a sister of the Fear project, which is forking Aave. And of course, they've also got a third project going to be coming out soon as well. So being able to track your crypto. So it's a bit of a trifecta there. Let's get into the update. Of course, the 27th of November, breaking news. And of course, famous.io is live. Our new demo is available on testnet.famous.io. And of course, here is a video of Richard calling out the devs in the community to build such a thing as margin trading in case people want to take on the risk and return rewards, but also get potentially liquidated, which happens a lot of the time. So it is I would call it an expert play if you are going to do it. There's a lot of features that you need. You need to be good at TA, good at sensitivity analysis, good at fundamentals. And of course, you personally have to be cool, calm, and collected. And of course, have good risk management practices in play if you are even going to venture in this. We know a lot of people think that they can get in there and make quick money, but that's not how it plays out. So just remember that going short or long with margin trading has its risks and rewards. So just remember that. So we're going to hear from Richard Hart. Let's play it. Let's get into it. We've got a little video here of Richard Hart doing the call out there for devs to make margin trading. So let's get into that.
Buyers is just beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm unaware of anywhere in the world where you can short Hex, and I eagerly await the ability for haters and people that can't listen to my advice that you shouldn't short, it's a bad deal, to get liquidated. That would be awesome. If any of you DeFi guys want to build that out so that people could borrow Hex and short it and get liquidated, I'd be very happy.
Well, it looks like the Famous team has stepped up to the plate and done this. So let's get into it, folks. There we go. And we're going to jump over to the famous.io. Now, we'll leave a link to this in the chat there. So if you want to go and check out the DApp yourself on Testnet, you can check that out. So cool. What else there? We've got Edwin in the house there. When mainnet for Pulsechain? No one knows. We're just waiting patiently for the old Pulsechain. So we're going to be using Pulsechain Testnet for this video. So stay tuned for that. Here is the PHAMOUS.io website. Of course, you can hit the trade button there to get access to the DApp. And of course, there's a little bit of a sneak preview of the DApp there. We're going to get into that as well. There is our FAQ, and of course, you can get into that as well. Obviously, the main token there, Fame token, is going to be up for grabs as well. They are going to be having a sacrifice coming up, so it will be launching. There's going to be a fixed supply, and of course, you can stake to accrue 40% of the platform fees. And this imagine is going to be a pretty high turnover platform, just like their Fiat fork of Aave. I imagine both of them are going to be, turning over a lot of volume in the space. So they both seem to be the only players in that game at this stage. So call them first move advantage, and that can be a very powerful thing. The other thing, of course, is the PHLP there. So LP meaning liquidity provider. You can actually provide lending for the margin trading. So when people margin trade, they borrow a multiple factor against their initial collateral that they have. And of course, that can be 2x, 3x, etc., all the way up to 50x in this case. Some platforms, I think, have 100x, which is pretty insane, but it's going to be pretty powerful for this one. And of course, you pay for that privilege. So you're basically borrowing funds to do that margin leverage trading. So that's basically the idea there. So one, savvy traders, long or short, trade your favorite tokens with up to 25x leverage directly from your wallet. And I believe it's going to be 50x on here. We'll go check that again. Asset owners provide liquidity on PHAMOUS to earn attractive LP fees. So when you put liquidity in, you're going to get these LP fees here, the PHLP. And of course, they'll be subject to trading. They can be traded. They'll be subject to impermanent loss. And you also earn all your fees with there. So it's going to be pretty cool. Accrue up to 60% of the platform fees by taking price risk of the underlying portfolio. So that's kind of cool. 3 PHAMOUS supporters hold and stake your fame, which is going to be a part of a sacrifice coming up to earn impermanent loss-free platform fees as well. Now, I do understand that the fiat sacrifices are getting about 5% airdrop for that, as I understand it. So that's kind of where that is. Now, that was a very exclusive club. The fiat sacrifice went very fast. I think it was within 5 days. And of course, a very exclusive club to that with a low capital leverage to value there as well. So could be one of the most lucrative X returns out of all the sacrifice projects out there. And the only project that's sacrificed so far, that's launched so far, is BNB Pot. And of course, that's had up to 29x returns on there at the moment, currently at 11.5x returns. And of course, that's going to be launching on 5 platforms. So this was going to probably be a good chance that this will be in that sort of class, maybe even higher. It's going to be fun to see. Now, you can deposit your PLHP as yielding, bearing collateral on fiat as well for advanced players. So there's some of the stuff there. Now, we're not going to go through all the FAQs, but you can just click that, and it will have a lot of the stuff there. We might just read a couple of these highlighted ones. PHAMOUS Protocol, PHAMOUS.io is the next project to come from the fiat team. And of course, fiat is a fork of Aave, like I said, so basically like a banking, deposits and borrowing. And of course, they'll have things like flash loans and stuff like that. It's a leverage trading platform similar to BitMEX, but done purely on DeFi. We'll introduce it to Pulsechain and possibly other chains as well. But you should have no expectations of anything except Pulsechain, they say. And of course, we do see some projects like a PulsePot that became BNB Pot launching earlier, which I think is actually a good move in that case. Can I try it? Yes, we have created a live demo, which we're going to look at the demo now. Will there be a token, a sacrifice? Yes, a sacrifice window will be held for the Fame token, and it will be conducted in a manner similar to the fiat sacrifice. And that went very fast, folks. So just take that into account. Detail will be released in the future closer to the sacrifice starts, so stay tuned for that. What are you sacrificing for? Obviously, freedom and stuff like that. We're going to jump through that. Is leverage trading bad? So we're going to go through this part because I really like you to take this into account. Yes and no. Richard rails against leverage trading because many of these services are generally awful as he addresses the average user in his audience, and that's the big issue there. This is more of a complicated question than he makes it seem. He doesn't want to mislead anybody. Trading is evil, he says, but there's more to his comment than he lets on. Here we concur. The best course of action is to hold. We hold ourselves, but to control risk, we also utilize derivatives all day, every day. Professional investors need these instruments to make amazing innovations with like Hex Investable. All conventional financial markets allow for the possibility of shorting assets or using leverage. For instance, farmers have used commodity futures for generations to hedge their exposure to the output of their underlying crops. This is quite practical. Otherwise, farmers will go hungry whenever there is a glut or a drought. Hexagons had a glut in 2021 and are currently going through a drought in 2022. Indeed. So wouldn't it be good to have some control over these wild movements? Clever farmers use futures to lock in the returns, and smart Mexicans will too. However, a lot of people misuse derivatives. We will always make an effort to inform and describe the risks. That's why I did a preamble at the beginning of this coverage. Leverage trading will continue to be conducted whether PHAMOUS is launched. Some platforms like SBF, FTX, CFI, and those with murky, uncannibal owners are worse than others. Our platform is true DeFi, and this is the difference. So this is not CFI, but DeFi, with everything verifiable on the blockchain, owned by the community and controlled by no one, not your keys, not your crypto. So obviously, this is, in our own opinion, represents the ideal solution. If we don't, we run a higher danger of encountering malicious actors that don't care about the Pulsechain, but we do. We do want to profit from CFI solutions. Now, this too should, in our belief, be DeFi and a community owned by Mexicans and, of course, Fiat Kong, he says, like yourselves. This is a significant improvement over the other places in crypto where the proprietors of CFI exchanges have become wealthy. Richard has even hinted that he would one day carry out this action himself. He has done that. Now that he doesn't have to, we believe that doing so will be better for his brand because it necessarily entails detailing some people who certainly lose money. So that's true. And so just, take your due diligence on that. Obviously, nothing in this video is investment advice as well. Does this mean we are sucking this on PHAMOUS? He says, no, you are indeed the middleman since you are the PHAMOUS token staker. Each time users trade, as well as every time they gain or lose, the traders are paying you fees. When you like to act as an intermediary as opposed to a trader, excellent, do so by acquiring fame or providing PHLP, so providing liquidity there as well. I hate leverage trading. It's a bad idea. I prefer income. Wonderful. You might enjoy the revenue generated by staking on Fame, Fiat, or PHLP. Although we don't trade regularly, platform fees are a wonderful source of income. APY will fluctuate, but it frequently double-digit on other platforms like PHAMOUS. So this is going to be a DeFi solution of margin trading, which is pretty cool. So let's get into it. Those are some of the FAQs there. There is a bit more on the website. You can check that out. So I'll just post the website here. Actually, I might just go back a second. We'll just post the website in the chat there if you want to check that out as well. I think Brian's spamming my chat. I'm not sure. Is Brian spamming my chat? I don't know. What else there? All right, nothing else, boss. Sorry, man. Late here. Had a long day. Hey, you sleep well there, Brian. Catch you next time. We've got a few other people in the house there, I think. No, it's pretty quiet at the moment. Brennan says, I got no dry powder for all these new sacrifices, says Brennan. I know, but you can play on the testnet, Brian. Brennan, sorry. I know that you are doing that too, so we'll be checking that out. All right, so cool. Let's jump into PHAMOUS, of course. PHAMOUS Test Network here. So we're going to go to the homepage, and I'm going to post this link in the chat there too if you want to check that out. So there's the PHAMOUS website. And, of course, here is the testnet on Pulsechain Testnet 2B, or 2VB, as some people like to say. And that's where we are at the moment. So cool. The mainnet for Pulsechain has not launched, and that's coming up in the future. And, of course, the best way to get notification about that is on Richard Hart on Twitter. So follow Richard Hart on Twitter, and you'll be able to get the official updates there. All right, so cool. Here it is on the DApp. Now, obviously, this is testnet.famous.io, and, of course, this is the homepage here. We've got the dashboard on the left. We've got the Earn tab in the middle. So that's if you're going to be staking. So you're not interested in margin trading. You'd like the staking point of view, which is typically the point of view of this channel. And, of course, you're staking with Fame. You can do that if you want to provide liquidity. You can do that with the PHLP, and you get that as the ownership token. And you can earn 60% of the platform fees. So it's a 40% for the Fame token staking, 60% of the fees for the PHLP, which is the liquidity providing. And that's pretty cool. So you can do that. And, of course, on the other hand, you can decide to do trading. You have to click the trading button there. And, of course, you can do a standard swap. So there's no risk of that. You're just buying and selling at spot. And, of course, or you can do margin trading. You can go long, which means that you expect the price to go up. Or you can go short, expect the price to go down and make profits either direction. That's what you can do. So we're going to have a quick look at that in detail. And, of course, this is PHAMOUS, and it is a fork. Just like Fiat is a fork of Aave. This is a fork looks like of GMX. So GMX here is using Ethereum and, of course, the DeFi solution as well. And you can see the same interface here. So it's a fork of the GMX there, and you can see the setup here. Now, some of the protocols information, they do have some information here. So you can find out about the staking and the PLHP there as well. So I will post the GMX link here as well. So let me just post that if you want to check that out. Brennan says, cheers. I'll check out the test nets. Hey, that's all cool, Brennan. And of course, there is the app for GMX. That's what's been forked here. So you can see that's operating at the moment on 2 networks, Arbitrum and Avalanche. So that's already operating there. All right, so cool. Let's jump over to the DeFi. So this is the Git book here as well for PHAMOUS. So you can check that as well. So I'm just posting the links in here so you can save those to your favorites if you want to go into more depth. And so forth. Did I open that twice? I think I might have. And of course, this is the GMX's version, which is complete. So they've obviously got the full section here. And of course, the PHAMOUS just on test network. So they haven't built out a lot of this extra content. But this gives you a lot of detail about the trading. So this is definitely worth reading as well. So definitely check that out. Hey, we've got Refined in the house. Good to see it. Hello, Down Under. Good to see Refined. Welcome to this live stream. Number 2. I think we'll be doing 3 today. So stay tuned. The third one will probably be Internet Money Wallet. So stay tuned for that coming on the Pulsechain. And of course, profit sharing. Unlike MetaMask, profit sharing. And no issues with Infura. They're tracking your IP and your wallet transactions there. So cool. All right. So here we got the open position here. So we can do that. Now we're going to go back to the DApp here. And of course, we're going to have a look at the different features that you have. So we have the dashboard, which is the first page. We have the overview stats here. So we have the amount that this is all on test network data on Pulsechain. So this is not on Pulsechain mainnet. We have PHLP pool. So this is the liquidity provider, $68 million in that based on the test network values. We have 4.7 million in long positions, expecting the price to go up. And we have 2.2 million in short positions, expecting the price to go down there at the moment. So that's kind of the breakdown. Tokens, the PLHP, we have a drop-down box here. You can see and open up in the Pulsechain Explorer there. Where the price at the moment of PLHP is at 92.7 cents based on this. And the supply is 73.7 million PLHP tokens that are being provided liquidity. Market cap, 68 million for that one. Stablecoin percentage is 26%, and it's always good to have a good amount of stablecoins in there as well, obviously. The PLHP index composition, so the amount of liquidity that's been provided, basically. We got 19% in Pulse. This is test Pulse on the Pulse testnet. 10% in Pulse Hex. We got a small fraction in Hex, which is kind of funny, 0.15. And we've got Hedron at 2.94%, Maxi at 10.5%. We've got Zen Crypto, of all things, at 29%, it says here. I'm not quite sure that makes much sense. So utilization is how much has been utilized. So let me jump over from the utilized. I thought I was on the weighting here. So we got the weighting here, 29% to 33, and so forth. So let me just jump down here actually. So we've got the pool, 19 million here, 8.5 million for Pulse Hex, 20 million for Hex. That makes more sense now. I'm looking at the right column. 1 million here for Hedron, 605,000 for Maximus, $18,000 for Zen. Loan tokens got 12,200, and of course the USD is 18.7. Now, obviously, if you're going to be doing margins, you want to be able to know which direction you think it's going to go. You want to have decent volume and turnover in the tokens that you're looking at going long or shorting, and have a good sense of the direction that it's going to go, right? So kind of where it is at the moment. So we've got the weighting here. So the current weight, 29.38% against the target weight of 33%. Pulse is below its target volume. Get lower fees by buying PHLP with a test Pulse and to swap test Pulse for other tokens, so you can get lower fees there. Now, utilization looks like 9% of that liquidity provided has been utilized by the margin contracts. We've got Pulse X at 10%, 3% on Hedron, 10% on Maxi, and 29% on Zen there from the looks of it, and 11% on the US dollars there, respectively, giving how much is in the pool. That's kind of a summary there. On the earn token, we've got the FAME token, staking. So FAME is a staking token, accrues 40% of the platform's generated fees. And of course, there'll be a sacrifice coming up. You can buy this on Pulsechain Testnet work as well. So we're going to have a quick look at that in a second. PLHP, of course, is the liquidity provider token, accrues 6% of the platform. You can provide liquidity on PHAMOUS. So they've got the links there if you want to get involved, and you can do that. And of course, we've got read more. That read more will take you to this here. That will take you to this page here with the staking and the PLHP token there. So we're going to look at that. So FAME is the platform's utility and governance token. The goal of the tokenomics is to incentivize the protocol supporters and help long-term growth of the community. And of course, you got staking. You will see 40% of the platform fees. The fees are currently designed to be paid in the form of native tokens, the tokens that are actually traded and settled on the platform on Testnet. So you could get quite a nice range of tokens out of this. They would be Hex, Pulse, and USDC, etc. This might change should the community demand so. For example, native token fees can be partially converted to FAME. So we may see some very popular tokens added to the platform, basically. Rules of fees distribution. If 100% of the tokens are staked, then 100% of the net fees will be distributed to the stakers in the native currencies. If a certain amount of percentage of the tokens are not staked, then a certain amount of the net fees will be distributed to the treasury address. Treasury address will use the collective fees to benefit the protocol and a community similar to that design of the fiat there. So I think I'm not sure if they're going to put some percentage in there, but that's maybe still to be done. A PLHP token, users can provide liquidity to famous protocol and receive PLHP in return as proof of their LP. That's probably the key thing to understand there. You're getting the PHLP token basically in return as a proof of the LP position that you provided in terms of those assets you decide to put in there. Maybe it's Pulse or something like that, or stable coins. PLHP effectively represents the basket of tokens used for swaps and trading on the protocol. A basket includes stable coins. That might just make it a little bit bigger. Stable coins used for leverage short trading and non-stable tokens used for leverage long trading. So important to know. PLHP can be minted using any underlying token within the basket and redeemed to any underlying token too, which is kind of a cool flexibility there. PLHP can also be properly transferred and traded, meaning it has true interoperability. They can be built on other DeFi Legos. Holding PLHP acts similar to holding the basket of underlying tokens as a portfolio while earning fees from protocol, but subject to impermanent loss. And you must take that into account. It will still be subject to impermanent loss. It is tradable as well. So it's kind of a pro-con there. PLHP holders will receive 60% of the protocol fees. Holders will make profit when leverage trader make a loss and vice versa. So it's kind of the play there. There will be interoperability between famous DEX protocol and fiat lending protocol. A PHLP can be used as collateral on fiat while receiving fees on famous protocol, increasing capital efficiency. That'd be kind of cool. So you might be able to earn extra fees there on the other platform as well. That'd be cool. All right, so that is a bit of a summary there. Let's get into it. We've got, obviously, you can buy on Pulsechain for the FAME at the moment and get access to that. And of course, you can use, I think, Hedron and Test Pulse to buy that. So it's kind of cool. You do need a fair amount of Pulse, though, to get it because the price of FAME is a reasonable price, but I've already got some. So I got 50 in the wallet there. So it's kind of cool. And I am already staking 50 from earlier today. So that's kind of cool. Now, you can also see it on the info. If you go to info on Pulsechain, you can see that there. And, of course, we're going to go down and have a look at how it's trading on there on the first day. So let's check that. We can see that FAME is down here. It's number 7 on the top 10 list. We've got Pulse at the top there, USDC, PulseX, etc. Hex. We've got the FAME in there at the moment. $68.64 is the price, apparently. And, of course, we've got $35,000 of volume. Looks like there's been a big sell-off here, actually. 34% has increased. And we've got $566,000 in trading volume on the test network there. Looks like it's been had some massive volatility on there. Let's go in here. So cool. We're out. I say let's have a look at these are the two trading pairs, PLHP FAME and Hedron FAME there at the moment. So there's virtually a very small amount of liquidity in this Hedron there. So it might be a bit of play. But in any case, that is the PulseX version. And of course, you can get some of that. Now, I've got to connect the wallet. So we've got to connect the wallet up. We're going to do that. So let's connect the wallet. And I'm going to click the MetaMask. And away we go. This is on Pulsechain Testnet of 2B. So you will need that as a network that you can select. You can get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. If you want to add a Pulsechain. You can go to pulsechain.com, I think it is too, so you can add it there. All right, so cool. We've got your assets on famous, $3,700. So cool. I've already got a little bit in here from my first live stream. Now we're going to have a look at the. I'm just going to zoom there a little bit there. So one thing I might want to do is just increase the font size a bit, possibly. They may have some UI changes anyway, as I understand it. Price there, $68.70. And the FAME there, and of course the supply 55,555,000 FAME tokens. Sounds a similar number to something else we know of. $3.8 billion worth at the moment on there. Total supply staked is 8.7, so a fraction of that. So 15.65% of the FAME is staked, and of course the APR there 0.14% at the moment on there. Unlocking period 14 days, withdrawal window 7 days, and of course I don't know wallet. I've got 50 FAME that I bought on Pulsex. That's worth $3,400, and I am considered a crab down here, 0.9%, so a very small fraction of the total amount of 8.7 million that is staked at the moment. So that's it. I'm going to be earning 40% of the fees that are earned on this platform. Now, I can also provide liquidity, and I believe I have. I have provided liquidity earlier in the day there, and I'm not sure if that actually says what I've got in there. Actually, I can claim the rewards. I've earned two tenths of a cent there so far since I did it a couple of hours ago. But you can provide liquidity on here, and of course, I've ended up getting PLHP there, so I can actually provide more. So if I provide another $10,000, that will get me some more. Oh boy, this is way better, way better. Oh my gosh, so that price is it really spiked earlier in the day on PulseX to like I think a couple $1,000. It's come right down to $68 now. So that seems a much better buy. So we're going to buy PLHP with $10,000 US. We're going to need 10,769 PLHP there, and we're going to get that for sure. That seems like a good deal to me. Man, I paid a bad deal earlier, but that was just because I was doing it when we first saw this pop up in our first live stream today. So there we are. So that is it. 10,769 bought. Maybe I should be buying more. Maybe we should be buying more. It's only testnet though, so we're just having a bit of fun. All right, so cool. Now I've got 11,000 PLHP tokens there. Very cool. That should up my earnings. Very, very cool. Now, obviously, you can buy with Pulse Testnet. You can use any of these. This shows my wallet, right? So this is my wallet. Shows all the assets I've got in my wallet, and I can buy with any of these. So that's pretty much it from the looks of it. Available 586,000. A wallet 554,000 test pulse. So that's my wallet there, and I can basically do that. So it's cool. Fees 20%. Give me different fee levels as well. All right, so cool. That's pretty much on there. So we're going to be earning some. This will be earning at a higher rate now. So we should get a lot more tokens that we did before. And man, I bought at the top of the market. It looks like I bought down to the bottom of the market. It's just the way it goes. Welcome to crypto. Now I'm just going to get rid of that comment on the chat there. Apologize for that. I just realized that's popped up there. Crypto Tycoon says famous sounds good. My question is liquidity to support contracts. Yeah, well, that's always the case with any of these platforms. Is getting liquidity in there, but I'm sure they're probably reasonably attractive given the benefits that are available. Crypto Tycoon, hello, Hex Token, good to see you, Crypto Tycoon, and glad to see more streams. Says CT. Hey, you're welcome, man. I'll probably be doing a third one today. It's going to be crazy. I'm doing Internet Money Wallet probably later on. Did anyone listen to Bitboy and Richard Hart on Spaces Day? I did. I was listening to it live when he came out. Bitboy is a legend. Yeah, he was with I think president of Bahamas. Bahamas there having, and Richard was on there giving some of his advice about the situation. I missed it. What happened? How do I know? But let's go away. I know this is the CT. This is about famous token. This is not about Bitboy. So you can go and listen to that off on another channel. No troubles. All is well, says Refine. Good to see you in the house there. A nice Refine. I haven't had a chance to yet. There was there any alpha drops? You guys, okay. All right. Jumping through all those comments. Dylan says, might have to short Pulse to liquidate some of them long, says Dylan. And of course, Crypto Kid says, I'm glad all is well. Thanks. All right, cool. Simple Valise says, I can't wait till we mainly talk about Pulse and PulseX. The weight is killing me. Surely it will be worth it. I agree with you. A lot of people obviously getting a little bit tired in their proof of weight. And of course, they're getting distracted by other things as well, which is normal human behavior. And Ramon's in there. Good to see you, Ramon. When Pulse here one day closer there, DB. Twitter Spaces was cool. I think SBF is going to stay free. All right, so you guys can talk about that in the chat. I'm getting on with it. All right, so cool. So we've got Fame in here on the left-hand side. We've got PLHP for liquidity providing. And, of course, you can see I've got $13,728 now there as well. What else? We can claim the rewards, of course. So we can do that. Might as well do that now while we're doing it. And we'll try and leave a timestamp for each of these features as well in the chat afterwards in the video title. So that claim is submitted. So we're going to be getting out. We only got a little bit of revenue at the moment. It's only been going for a little while, but the claim completed. So that's going to start again. And now we're going to start with our new total of 13,728, which is cool. And we can see our total supply. And we jumped up now we're at Dolphin here. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I should use a lot of that other US dollars that I've got and go and get a lot more. Become a real whale. Become a whale in the space here. All right, cool. Hey, look, the claim rewards has already popped up there. We've already got some rewards that already claimed. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that is the earn feature. We go to the ecosystem, which is the next one. And of course, we've got Fiat, which is a fork of Aave, and we've got PHAMOUS one here. And then this is their third project coming up, Fatty, which will be a DeFi and Web3 tracking dashboard of your crypto portfolio. So that could be quite popular as well. So cool. Now, there is a about page as well, and that's the one that gives you the stuff around staking. We've looked at that too. So let's go to the trade. Let's get into it, folks. And we're going to hit the trade button on the right here. Now, obviously, you can just use Pulsechain Testnet V2B at the moment. And, of course, you have to connect your wallet up for that too. So here is the interface for the margin trading. And we've got a price chart here. I've got it on the hourly at the moment. You can change it to daily, whatever you want to do, 4 hourly, and so on, and bring the chart up there. So it's kind of cool. We've got no open positions at the moment with our margin trading. We can also remove the charts as well. We've got chart positions. We can actually chart our positions that we have open with the chart positions toggle on and off. All right, so we got 3 features here. We've got the longs. We can go long, expecting the price to go up. So if we go to the famous GMX protocol, we can have a look at the opening a position. So click on long or short, depending on which side you would like to open a leverage position. Remember, leverage means that we're borrowing it off the liquidity providers to go whatever extra leverage we want to take on. Maybe we've got 1,000, we want to go for 2,000, so 2x or something like that. So that's kind of the idea. Long position earns a profit if the token's price goes up, makes a loss if the token price goes down. Short position earns a profit if the token price goes down and makes a loss if the token price goes up there. So that's pretty much the answer there. After selecting your side, key in the amount you want to pay and the leverage you want to use. In the below example, 0.1 ETH worth of $352. So this one here, 0.1, is being used to buy 5x leverage here. So they select 5x on the leverage. So there's a leverage slider here. And this one goes up to 30x there. So able to buy Ethereum at 5x there. So a long position of $1,752. So this is their long position. So they're expecting the price of Ethereum to go up there. And of course, profits and ETH there. So if leverage 5x, entry price at 3,541, that's supposed to be the current price. And of course, the liquid price is if it goes against it, the price goes down. They'll get liquidated at a price of Ethereum at $2,900. They're going to pay $1.57 in fees, which will be 0.1%. That is pretty much a breakdown of that. So that's kind of the example there. Below the swap box, you would also see the exit price, which is the price that would be used to calculate profits if you open and then immediately close a position. The exit price will change with the price of the token you are longing or shorting. The trade fee to open a position is 0.1% of the position. This is true for PHAMOUS as well. Similarly, there is a 0.1% fee when closing it. So opening and closing, you get. So if you're staking, you get paid all the time, providing liquidity, because there's these things are opening and closing fees. There's also a borrow fee that is deducted at the start of every hour. It's important to remember, very important to remember, you've got a borrowing fee, not just the opening and closing fee, but borrowing fee is deducted at the start of every hour. This is the fee paid to the counterparty of your trade. The fee per hour will vary based on utilization. It is calculated as assets borrowed divided by the total assets in the pool, or times 0.1% there, 0.01%, I should say. The borrow fee for longing or shorting is shown below in the swap box. While there is no impacts for trades, there can be slippage due to price movements between your trade transaction when your trade transaction is submitted and when it is confirmed on the blockchain. So there's that little time gap there. Slippage is the difference between the expected price of the trade and the execution price. This can be customized by clicking on the ellipsis here, the three dashed lines there, icon next to your address at the top right of the page. So we'll look at that in a second. So that's kind of cool, opening and trading. So let's have a look at that on the DApp here. So we've got a long position, so we're going to expect the price to go up. So we're going to do, I don't know if we do Hedron. We might do, what should we do here? Loan token. I'm not sure what liquidity on that is, but we might do the loan token there. It's currently at $3.64 from the looks of it. So let's do $5,000 on that. We're going to get much in here. 5,000. So 14. We've got a 3x multiplier on here. Now, typically, if you go on somewhere like Qcoin or somewhere like that, a 3x is kind of a standard leverage here. As soon as you start going higher and higher and higher, you really are taking on a lot of risk, obviously subject to liquidity and other things, execution. But you got see here all the way up to 50x on here, which is pretty crazy stuff. But we can go all the way back down here, and if you're looking at reasonable 3x, that's probably a more reasonable place to be. Once you start getting over this 3x, you're really starting to really speculate big time. So yeah, I've just got this at a 3x. So we're going to go $5,000 long, 14,500 on the loan token there. So let's see how we go on that. So we've got 3x leverage, entry price $3.63, liquidation price. So liquidation price is calculated as the price at which the collateral minus losses minus borrow fee. Remember the borrow fee in there as well is less than 2% of your position size or can not cover liquidation costs. So they're going to basically push you out of the trade. And of course, that's $2.48. So you have to be careful with that. Now, fees, of course, $48.85. Loan is required for collateral, and of course, swap USDC there. So that's, I think, the place there is insufficient liquidity. I think we have to jump over the shorts for this, do we? I'm just trying to think what we're going to do for that one. We'll go to the loan. Don't have loan for the shorts. Maybe we'll go to Pulse. Let's go to long, and maybe we'll do Hedron. Hedron there. Maybe that will work. We'll do 5,000. Yeah, okay, 5,000, that should work. Yeah, long Hedron, so that one works. So there's liquidity. So the other one didn't have liquidity, so we've got to do one with liquidity there. So $42.37 is the fee there, and that's 0.1%. So take that into account, and let's get it. So we've got a different entry price because now we're doing Hedron, not the loan token, and we've got the liquidity price at 2130 with all these zeros in front of it. And so just remember that. So we're going to click the long button. That's going to bring up our confirmation ticket. We're going to pay $5,000 long for 4.7 billion Hedron, so $40,800 there. We're going to have the profits in Hedron. That's where our profit's going to be paid out of. We've got our liquidation price. We don't want to, hopefully that happens because we're going to lose it all and lose all our money. And of course, the fee is $42 for entry. Remember, we've got fees on exit as well, closing it as well. So cool. We've got collateral there as well. Your position collateral after deducting fees. And that is the amount that you've got. And of course, what else have we got here that's interesting? We've got an execution fee, 50 test pulse, allowed slippage 0.3%, and of course, allowed slippage up to 1%. We're just going to keep it the standard there. Let's go long. So we're going to click that. That's going to go into the Pulsechain Testnet 2BB, and we're going to confirm that. Cool. So that is submitted. We've submitted that in a moment. So it looks like it's setting up our position here as well. And we might just minimize this a little bit. Yeah, there is a bit better. Our requested increase in the Hedron into the Hedron long position has been done. So now that we see it setting up here, it's opening it up. So cool. We're going to have that long position up pretty soon. Now, obviously, you can only open positions subject to liquidity that's there as well. That's important to know. All right, so cool. We've got a few more people in the chat here. What else there? Let's jump in here. People talking about a whole different topic in the chat. I don't see anyone, only one person talking about leverage there. So, that's fine. All right, so cool. What else there? We've got $5,000 net value. So we're going to be watching this. This will says that we're slightly in profit at the moment. Obviously, we're going to see how it happens to the price. So we're going long. So we want the price to go up, right? So the Hedron price to go up there. So we'll be watching that. I'll probably check that up tomorrow when we do our live stream tomorrow. So it's cool. Let's do a short. So we're going to short. We're going to short one of these, so we can take any of these. I guess we're going to use US dollars again. We're going to short. What are we going to short here? Short some Hex. We're going to short Hex. So Richard Hart talking about shorting Hex. So let's play that video again and get into that.
To buyers is just beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm unaware of anywhere in the world where you can short Hex, and I eagerly await the ability for haters and people that can't listen to my advice that you shouldn't short, it's a bad deal, to get liquidated. That would be awesome. If any of you DeFi guys want to build that out so that people could borrow Hex and short it and get liquidated, I'd be very happy.
All right, so there we are. We're going to do exactly that now live. So we're going to short Hex here on the testnet. Hopefully this will all play out the way we want it to. We're going to do $5,000. We're going to short 10,850 Hex there. So $15,000 worth of Hex. And we've got a 3x leverage on here, but we might go to a 5x. Let's do a 5x. This is a lot more riskier going to 5x return there. We've got 4.4 there. So let's just go up slightly up to 5. And I'm not sure if you can actually enter in that box. So we got 5x leverage there. Entry price $1.37 for Hex. Liquidity price $1.62. And of course, that is because we're going short, the price is higher. So if the price goes up, then we're stuffed, right? We're going to be losing all our money at $5,000. So remember that. So we want the price to go down. We want the price of Hex to go down. It's currently entry price $1.37. We want to go down, down, down. That's how we're going to make our money, right? So fees is going to cost us $24.87. And of course, we're going to short Hex. So let's do it. We're doing what Richard Hart challenged us to do. And of course, here we are on the testnet doing it. Hashtag the last time ever streamed. I'm just kidding. All right, so cool. Let's get into it. This is our ticket. Obviously, 5,000. We're getting a 5x multiplier. So we're up to $25,000 pretty much, less fees. And our collateral is $5,000 or just under because we've got fees to pay. Liquidity price $1.62. Liquid price, we don't want the price to go higher. And we've got 5x leverage, which is pretty hardcore as well. Now, there are these leverage tables of 1x, 2x, 5x. There are tables out there that you can track, that you can set up. So if you're going to do anything like this, you want to set up a spreadsheet and know what your leverage impact's going to do to you. Obviously, the higher it goes. Now, I think that's it on this one. We're going to jump through and click short and set up this. Now, this should have, if the market's moving around quite a lot on the Hex, we should see a lot of movement in our price, in our short position, right? The market's got a lot of movement, a lot of trade volume going through it. We should see a lot of that stuff. Now, it's got a ticket here. Now, when you first use the leverage button, by the way, there'll be a button that says leverage. You got to actually click the leverage and allow them to do it. You'll also have to click approve tokens as well, which you'll have to do that as well. So just remember, there's two other steps here, which I haven't shown you because I've already done them before we came on live here. So here we've got our short position open up here. Whoa, look at this. Our Hedron long position's gone up $588. Yeah, already. We've only been live a little bit here. Now, this is why people get adrenaline addicted to it, right? Because you can see, and sometimes you can see quick profits, but just like you can see quick profits, you can also see quick loss and completely wipe out your position. So we were playing $5,000. We had a size of 15,000. We're up $588. So up 11.87%. So very nice. So we're doing pretty well here on the old chain. Now, will the Hex price play to our favor? Will the Hex price go down? Of course, if someone's watching this, there's not much liquidity. They can just push the price up and get me wrecked, right? They can get me wrecked live. Maybe Brendan will do that, just depending on how much liquidity they can move and the price up. So that could happen. But in a bigger market with a lot more players, that's much harder to manipulate outcomes. So we will see how that plays. Probably the riskiest time is at the beginning, is probably what I would say there. We got Juan in there. Morning from Grand Canary, says Juan there as well. Good to see you. Tip Top is in the house. What's up? What's up, Tip Top? Good to see you. Up and to the right, says John. Up and to the right. And, of course, a Hex video in there as well. Crypto Bigfoot says, my gut's telling me. PLSS launch soon, says Crypto Bigfoot. Hey, a testnet is what we're after. We're after the Ethereum proof of stake testnet. We're at first, and then mainnet we'll probably reasonably expect sometime next year, is my take on that one. We haven't got testnet. We are expecting that, and I would expect that for because they're not forking the Ethereum proof of the BSC version, and they're forking the new ETH proof of stake version. So I would reasonably expect a testnet, and Richard has talked about that. All right, so cool. That is our short. We've got a short and a long. We're down $1.17 on Hex so far, but we're up a massive 1,188 on Hedron. Woo-hoo-hoo! Up 24%. We only just did it like 10 minutes ago, and we're in the money. Look at that. Oh, 24%. I don't. Maybe Brennan's buying up this. Maybe Brennan is buying up the Hedron, but we're making lots of money there. So we're up 24%. So what we're going to do is we're going to close that and take the profit. We're going to click max. So we're going to max there. We're up already 25% or something. So we're going to take that, keep leverage at 3x. Yes, we are. We're going to close that all. We've got the market price 337, entry price at 311. We wanted the price to go up. The size there, 15,000. We're going to collateral. We're going to get profit of $1,200, 25%. Thanks very much in 10 minutes. Closing fee of $14.87. We get a closing fee is not only an opening fee and so on. Execution fee, 50 PLS there. And we're going to receive all this money. So let's do it. We're going to be quick, though. Got to be quick. All right. There's me talking about it. But hey, 25% gains in 10 minutes. That's awesome. 3x. Now, normally it may not play out like that, right? So just because this is a test net and there's only so much volume and things playing out, the volatility in it. So you could go through PulseX and have a look at the liquidity and the turnover. of all the leading trading pairs that are being traded on the famous DAP. And you can think about the volume, liquidity, and what will move prices and stuff like that. So cool. So we did have the hedron price there, down a little bit there. So cool. Now that's closed out. So that's closed out, and I think we made a little bit of profit there. I'm not sure if they have a history here as well. Now we can also, we've got this, still got this short position in. We're down $300 on that. And we can click chart positions, and it will chart the position. It will show you the open of the hex short, excuse me, and the liquidation. So if the price gets up to here, we're going to lose all our money that we put in at 5,000. So we don't want the price to go up here. We're shorting it. We want the price to go down. So remember that. So that's very important. Now we don't have any stop loss there, but I think I'm not sure what's on the edit page here. We've got no stop loss or profit, take profit there. So that's important to know. Just trying to see whether it's on this one at all. So we're going to go back to the GMX here as well. So we're going to look at the managing positions. So we did that. We did a open and close. You saw us. We did a long and a short, and we did a close of our long position and made a nice tidy 25% profit. So it was pretty nice. Now you can also manage your position. So we've still got a position in play, this one here, and we could manage it. Oh, it's just switched to profit. So it wasn't lost $1. Now it's up 155. We're doing pretty well today on the live stream. And of course, welcome to the Bank of America. I'm just kidding. All right, so cool. After opening a trade, you would be able to view it under your positions list. You can also click on edit to deposit or withdraw collateral. Remember, so you can change your position. You can increase the collateral on your position, other assets you've got on it. And of course, you can withdraw it as well. Take some profits out there. This allows you to manage your leverage and liquidation price. So you can manage it that way. When you open a position or deposit collateral, a snapshot of the USD price for your collateral is taken. So if your collateral is 0.1 ETH and the price of ETH is 3,500 at the time, then your collateral of $352 will not change, even if the price of ETH changes. The amount of profit and loss you make will be proportional to your position size. In this example, $350 has been used to buy $1,750 of ETH. If the price of ETH increases by 10%, the position would have a profit of $175, which is pretty cool. If the price of ETH decreases by 10%, the position would have a loss of $175. And so you should get used to thinking like that if you were going to be doing this sort of game. Obviously, we prefer staking, and this is the way it goes. If a short position was open instead, then if the price decreased by 10%, the position would have a profit of $175 and vice versa, down 10%. Leverage for a position is displayed as position size divided position collateral. If you like to display leverage as position size plus P&L, position collateral, you can customize this by clicking on the ellipsis there. So I'm not sure if they have that on here. Just having a look on the GMX here. Just have a look at the ticket there. I don't see the ellipsis there. So you can customize, click on the ellipsis on your address. Oh, I see. Okay. So I think we've got that at the top here. Settings, not sure if that's on the settings. Display P&L after fees, include P&L and leverage display there. So I guess you could do that. Let's save that. Cool. Now, we don't seem to have stop losses and stuff on here. I'm pretty sure we can do that, but I'm not sure if we have that displayed on the chart here. So we can do withdrawals, so we can withdraw some of the position. You don't have to withdraw. So if you want to end some of the position, you can reduce it, maybe reduce your capital exposure. You can do that by taking a little bit out. So we've got $5,000 in here, so we could reduce by 1,000, and that would take it down a bit. So we could do that. So we could withdraw that. I'm just going to do this just to show you guys that we can do that. So we're going to reach our 4.44x leverage to 5.4. So by reducing, we're going to be less collateralized, right? We're increasing our risk leverage on this one. So our collateral is going down. So remember that we've still got our borrowed amount. So this is making it more risky for us. So just take that into account. So cool, we're viewing that. We are in profit, $625, up 12%. We are Doyle rules. That's all I can say. Doyle rules on here. We are killing it on here. This is not advice. This is just a test net, but like a game. Think of it like a game. We're not doing this for real, because if you're doing this for real and you're a little retail guy, you'll be shaking like this. Your boots will be shaking, and of course, your wife probably ringing up saying, "What the heck are you doing? What happened to this $5,000 came out of the joint account for our house? We've got a house of babies coming." So you just be careful there. All right, so cool. Jokes aside, we have just reduced the position there. So our collateral is down to 3,975 now, so reduce that. But and as well as we can increase that, right? So we can increase our collateral and reduce our risk So we could do that. So let's increase it by, I don't know, 10,000. Let's just increase it by 2,000. That's a little bit different than what we did, 2,000. So we're going to have more liquidity. That means our leverage is going to go from it's going to go to 3.55. So reducing our leverage now, less risky for us. So if the price moves around, we've got less problems. If the price goes up, we've got more room if the price goes up against us, because we want our price to go down on the short. We want the price to go down on the short. Oh, we're up $1,000. Woohoo, 25%. We're killing it on this. I can't believe it. This is unbelievable. How about that? Things are getting exciting now. This is the way it goes. We're coming up to 50 minutes on the live stream, or we're just past 50 minutes. And of course, we're in $1,000 profit there. So very nice trades we've done. But of course, sometimes it doesn't go this way. It goes the opposite way. And it's a good thing to have stop losses and profit orders there. Take profits on there as well. So cool. Let's have a look here. So we're on the famous here. We've got $1,000. We're up 17%. We'll just leave that go for the time being. Let's jump over to the collateral. So we've got those things. Closing a position. We did close a position earlier. You can close the position partially or completely by clicking the close button. And we have done that. So we've done the edit button, and we've deposited and withdrawn. So we've increased our collateral, reduced it, and that changes our risk profile, our amount at risk, and we've got more flexibility around the price moving up and down, depending on what leverage we chose. We can also close it, of course, and take the profit. So if we did the max on here, see we've got a nice little, what's our profit here? $1,000, 17%, and we only did that like 5-10 minutes ago, right? Maybe 10 minutes ago, so pretty cool. And that's be a nice little profit. So it'll be nice. So let's close this and see how we get on. So we're going to close that. We have made good profits on both trades, but it can, like I say, go the other way. Just going to remember it can go the other way. So cool. Request viewed. So Hex buy short. So we're just closing that position in profit. And of course, taking profits is very important. Now we had no risk management on this. We had no stop losses or anything, and you would not trade without them. You'd be very foolish to be trading without any stop losses or take profits on there. But I'm just trying to see where the button is for that. I can't see that at the moment. So I was pretty sure that they have it on here. You guys can if you've done this, you can let me know where you might be, because I can't see it at this stage. So you can close position. For long positions, profits are paid in the assets you are longing. If you long ETH, you will get your profits in ETH. For short positions, profits will be paid out in the same stablecoin that you used to open the position, USDC or USD Tether. I think it's a bit different on the famous one there, so just taking that into account. Stop losses and take profits orders. So this is your risk management. This means that if a price starts going against you, you don't want to lose too much of your capital. So maybe you're willing to lose 5% of your capital or 10% of your capital, but you don't want to go any more than that. So the price goes the opposite direction that you were going for. You want to stop out or take a pot loss. You want to minimize your loss, because otherwise you can go lose all. Like we put $5,000 in. The price went really against us. We could go, if it went 30-something% against us, we lose the whole lot, right? If we do a 3-to-1 ratio there, 3 leverage, we lose the whole lot, right? So we don't want to do that. And we have the option of setting a stop loss or something like that, or we could increase our collateral and put more collateral on it and give us more room. But typically in risk management, you always want to put stop losses, take profit orders as well. You can also set stop losses and take profit orders by clicking on the close button and selecting the trigger tab. So I didn't actually see the trigger tab there with market and trigger. So I don't know if I saw that there. So I don't think that's on there yet. Maybe it's not up for grabs. Anyway, we've got no positions. So let's do a long position. And what are we going to do? We want something that's going to move quite nicely. So we might do Hex again, because Hex are probably moving around a bit there. Let's do Hex is down to 132. So we might do a little long position, and let's go for $5,000 again. That seems like a good number. So we're going to go 25,000 leverage on a 5x, and let's long the Hex again, and we're going to do that. Click OK. We're going to paying fees on the entry, of course. It's going to cost us a little bit of test pulse, which is nice. So that is opening that position. And so cool. I'm not sure we had the close. I couldn't see the trigger part on the close. Not sure whether maybe they haven't activated that or something like that. We'll see. Close long on ETH. So cool. Let me just get back there. All right. So I think that's opening up now. What else have we got? A couple more comments. We've got APL and Telegram admins said these features are not public yet, but they have them on the site, says APL. Nice. Okay, cool. Stop's not enabled yet, says Dylan. Cool. But will be, says Dylan. Nice. Appreciate that upside. Catching up to 1.5x. I'm not buying the price up super, says Brennan. I was hoping you would. I was hoping you were going to help me, Brennan. But I got into profit anyway, man. I made the right trades on both accounts. So I'm not sure what was happening there. But anyway, yeah, so the close button, there is no trigger on this one, so it's not enabled yet. So there we are. That answers that, which means I've taken on risk for no good reason. Let's see if I get in profit anyway. Okay, Brennan, buy Hex up. Buy Hex up now. Just blow your capital. I know you're a rich dude on the Pulsechain Testnet. You can do it. You can do it. All right, so cool. We're looking forward to Brennan pumping the bags here on live stream. What does share button do? Says chat. Yeah, the share button, position sharing will display after the feed performance. So if we click the share, it's going to post this on Twitter. You can copy, download, or tweet. It's going to tell you what your position is at the time, entry price and index price there. Now, the index price, I think, is pretty much like an average rolling price instead of having those spikes in prices. And I think that's how they've limited you being stopped out that easy or something like that. So there's an index average price, if I'm right on that one. All right, so cool. I think that's what the definition is of that. I'm not sure if they have it on here, actually. But I think that is the case. So the trigger is going to be enabled in the future. That is fundamental, folks. If you are ever going to do, take on a risk profile like this, obviously you're going to get well educated. I'm just saying this ad hoc, but it's probably, I don't know, it's probably some silly number like 95% of people not get wrecked doing margin trade, and maybe 5% consistently make money and actually can do a living out of it. It's probably something like that, typically like that. The other thing, of course, is there are plenty of websites online which show you margin positions getting stopped out for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other assets. So there's plenty of websites you can see. And, of course, it's in the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that people will get stopped out. So you don't want to be, take heed on that one. Now, obviously, we look at the more safer side of staking and stuff like that. And, of course, just looking for price appreciation over time. Yield time price typically is your play on a staking position, particularly if you're in a quality asset like Hex, for example. Obviously, we're in a big bear market now, big pullback. But, of course, the circulating supply has been getting eaten up. So there is the positives for that in the future for the next parabolic, whenever that decides to happen. So cool, that's where we are there. We've got partial liquidations as well. In this example, since only $550 worth of tokens is used as collateral to open a position, there will be a price at which the loss amount is very close to the collateral amount. So you can do partial liquidations. This liquidation price is calculated as the price at which the collateral losses minus the borrow fee is less than 1% of your position size. If the token price crosses this point, then the position will be automatically closed. So yeah, you don't want to get stopped out, basically. Due to the borrow fee, your liquidation price will change over time, especially if you use a leverage that is more than 10x and have a position open for more than a few days. So that, because you're paying to borrow the money, you're getting charged every hour. So just take that into account. So if price goes against you as well, then you're going to be you're in trouble. You've got collateral losses. So your collateral, your asset that you put in, minus your losses. So if your losses are going up because the price is going against you, you want the price go down with the short, but the price going up like a long, and then that's going to take away your capital. And then, of course, you got your borrowing fee. Every hour you're getting charged to borrow this money that you leveraged. So remember, that's what's costing you a lot there. If there is any collateral remaining after deducting losses and fees, then the corresponding amount will be returned to your account. So you may have a few little tuppence there left, maybe for a cafe, a latte at a cafe or something. Price, there is no price impact for trades in GMX, or in this case, it will be famous. So you can execute large trades exactly on the mark price there. During times of high volatility, there will be a spread from the Chainlink price. So this is their setup with their Oracle here, Chainlink, to the median price of reference exchanges. So it'll be a slightly little different from using probably Pulsechain or something like that. It'll be interesting to see whether Famous actually uses Teller or something like that. So I don't know whether they've been talking about that on their channel. We actually go back. So someone asked about this button here, the share button, so where you can share your trading position. So you can actually go to Famous. They've actually got a couple of people they've ended up posting this, which is cool. You've got a couple of people that have posted their trades. So here is an example of that button. So using that share button, you share your position, you tweet it out, and someone's done this. This guy Jay's done this, practicing how to break the book. Latest loan trade on Famous Crypto on the Famous site there, 593%, $2 entry price, $3.29 index price. So made a very nice profit there on that average price there. So cool. I think there's some sort of rolling average price there on the index price. I don't know if they have the definition on there. Yeah, they got the collateral, market price, the entry price. Click on the row to select the position market, then use the swap box to increase your position size if needed. Use the close button to reduce your position size or to set stop loss or take profit orders, which is not yet enabled. So that's coming up there. So cool. There are kind of little add-ons here. So no doubt they'll add a few bit more information on some of these. Net value, initial collateral minus borrow fee plus P&L. And look, hey, we're in the money. Woohoo! We did it again. 3 times lucky. Not 3 times lucky. There's no science in these positions that I've taken right. They're just random. We've been 3 times right there. But of course, randomness is going to go against us at some stage, isn't it? So anyway, 3 of them. Oh, 19%. We're going to close. We're going to close. Let's get it, folks. Let's take the profit. Peace out. We're going to take this profit. We can probably leave it in there. And we're going to take it. So there we are. Take the profit while you can. Run. Oh, $1,700. Are we at $1,700? Did you see that move around? Oh, hopefully we did. I don't know if we got that. I don't know if that booked in that higher profit. That was just after we sold out there. I don't know. That's crazy. You see that change around? Oh, maybe we did. Did we book that higher price? I think we probably did. I don't know. 79. We're on 80,000. So I think we have won a bit of money there. That's pretty cool. Now, obviously, you can see those transactions on the blockchain. We've got no more positions left, folks. We've got a nice little pump there on the Hex. Maybe Brendan did pump our bags on the Hex price. All right, cool. We've got a couple more comments as well. What else there? We got very nice is Brendan. Yeah, very nice indeed. Pump. Share button shows you your current P&L, says Dylan. Yep, we think we shared that as well. So you can post in chats or Twitter, etc., says Dylan. Nice. APL says, well, that's a cool feature. It definitely is APL. All right, so that is some of the highlights here. I think we've covered everything. We've done the shorts and longs. We haven't done swaps, but you can basically swap just like you can with anything else. Just swap tokens, maybe Pulse X, and of course, just max it out, swap it over into Pulse X, and do that. So there's a pull limit here, but obviously if there's liquidity, you can do that. So cool. We've got price, and available liquidity, only $42 there. So apparently there's not much in there to do that. So cool. Maybe the feature's limited at the stage we're given liquidity. All right, that is pretty much it on there. I think we've covered everything. We've covered, everything there, and of course we've covered that. So this is interesting. The one thing I was going to say is, do they have a referral program? Obviously, they're not going to have that on Testnet, but that's interesting. Obviously, we see that a lot of the CFI stuff, and people get criticism for referring people to that because most people get wrecked, especially a lot of people coming in, they're new to crypto, and they get excited, and especially the people that normally promote those are very charismatic. And of course, they make massive profits from people trading on there, especially with big leverage. And they get all these bonuses, get these deals with the centralized exchanges to get people to go into those chains. And there are some very extremely wealthy YouTubers out there. But in this case, that's not in the program at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see if that feature actually comes up. It's also going to be an interesting thing for Pulsechain and Hex YouTubers, typically promoting more conservative orientations and not margin trading as well. So that's going to be interesting. That will be referrals, a very powerful thing. We'll see how they play out in the market if they do decide to add that in. Hey, look, this price just went down again. So it looks like I got out just in time. That's the luck of the Irish for you. 3 lucky trades. 3 lucky trades for this good old Irishman. That's how it goes. All right, so sweet. That is pretty much it. We'll see how else. I think that's about it from here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And of course, I did post all the links in the chat there. So very cool. Now, I just want to leave you with something. There is a bit more information here on these other things here around the execution fees and the fees. But we did cover that pretty well as also. So you have an open and exit fee. You also have pay for borrowing the money when you leverage trade. And of course, good luck to you on that one. Now, I wanted to leave you with this one, of course, is that Steph from Staker app has a cool little giveaway at the moment. So he says, obviously the Hex 3rd birthday is coming up on the 2nd of December, only about 3 days away. He says, can you call the Hex price at the end of its 3rd anniversary? And of course, that is at 23.59 UTC on the 2nd of December 2022. And of course, I'll give away 1 billion Hedron worth about $2,000 today to the closest estimate. Give your estimate by replying, like, follow, and retweet. And of course, before Friday, December 2nd at 6 o'clock UTC. and of course give away free money. Thankful, and of course lots of people are putting in their guesses there. Please give the 8 fractional digits and examples. So if you want to participate in that, that's pretty cool. We're in a bear market, so every dollar counts, doesn't it? Every dollar counts. Brendan says Superman is an MBE bot with his trades. Yeah, no, it was unbelievable. I can't believe that. I don't believe that I'd won on all 3 trades there. That's crazy. Anyway, so that's the way it goes, because I was just randomly picking stuff that was going to work. Now I didn't do Pulsechain and Pulsex. The volume's very high, you see, so I didn't want to do that. I knew that Hex moves around a little bit, so I guess I had a little bit of inkling about what was going on there. But maybe some people are out there helping me as well. Who knows? Right, so that is the Twitter there for the giveaway. And of course, anyone wanting to have a go trying to win $2,000, guessing the Hex price at the end of the 3rd year for Hex, get into it, because obviously we're going to be on our 4th year after that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that pretty comprehensive coverage. We really did cover a lot of stuff in there. There might have been 1 or 2 little things we might have missed, but apart from that, very cool. But once again, once they enable stop losses and that stuff like that, we will cover that in one of our live streams moving ahead as well. So cool. They will have their sacrifice opening up as well. So you can follow them on their Twitter, which I posted earlier as well. So check that out. I think we're up to it. Is that what we're up to? I think so. I think that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. I will probably be doing another one later on. Yes, you heard it, 3, possibly. Let's see if I've got enough energy. We'll be covering Internet Money Wallet. Of course, the first wallet to be sharing profits. And of course, they've got a multi-chain sacrifice coming up after their Pulsechain sacrifice. And of course, Pulsechain people that did sacrifice for that will be getting copy. We're getting some sort of drop. I can't remember what percentage it is on the new one as well. So we're talking about that later on. Catch me then. Thanks, Superman. I'll watch the stream again, says Brennan. You're welcome, man. It's always a pleasure, Brennan. Brennan's a fellow Pulsex trader over there, so good to see him. And of course, John loves Brennan as well, just as much as we all do. All right, cool. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll bring you some more Pulsechain insights later on today. Thanks, man. Woohoo, says Katie. You're welcome. See you in Discord, everybody. The link to Discord is in the video description. Catch you then. Bye for now. Actually, let's play out some cool music. And let's play out Richard Out on the way out. That's pretty cool.
Buyers is just beautiful. Unfortunately, I'm unaware of anywhere in the world where you can short Hex, and I eagerly await the ability for haters and people that can't listen to my advice that you shouldn't short, it's a bad deal, to get liquidated. That would be awesome. If any of you DeFi guys want to build that out so that people could borrow Hex and short it and get liquidated, I'd be very happy.